Can you say hi? Look at you standing. Say hi, everybody. Welcome to today's vlog. Oh, are you gonna yell at me? Hi, everyone. I hope you are all doing really, really well. Welcome to today's daily vlog. How weird is that? I haven't daily vlogged in so long, so I'm gonna see how long it lasts. I'm trying. Gonna put my best foot forward, which is apparently not my best. You had the shortest nap ever. It's actually quite late in the day. It's already 4 o'clock. Right now, filming during school hours with having an extra kid is just like really hard for me, so I just decided not to do that today. But it's a very exciting, busy weekend. It's Thursday, so it's not quite the weekend yet, but we are heading in. Fridays kind of feel like it's the weekend, the start of the weekend, and it's a long weekend because it's Thanksgiving! Yeah! Your first Thanksgiving ever. Last Thanksgiving you were in the belly. Yeah. Not only is it Thanksgiving weekend, but it is also Cody and Mackenzie's birthday. So Mackenzie was born on Cody's birthday. And every year Thanksgiving changes here. What is it? The second Sunday of October every year. So the date can change within a couple days. And sometimes their birthday falls on Thanksgiving, like this year where their birthday is Thanksgiving Day. So it is always a very packed weekend. We've got a birthday party. We've got Thanksgiving dinner with family. We've got Thanksgiving dinner at our house, just like alone. We always do like just our family Thanksgiving dinner because honestly, with the prices of all the holiday food, it saves me a bunch of money on my grocery bill. And saves me meal planning if I just make a big whole turkey dinner and we eat the leftovers for a few days. Oh, brilliant. And I love turkey. It's my favorite meal. And honestly, the real reason I make it for myself is because I want all the leftovers. Turkey sandwiches are my jam. They're my favorite thing. Like maybe my favorite food, if I'm being honest. Maybe. So we're going to make a big old turkey dinner and I'll film that. So we have, birthday party, dinner with family, dinner here. We have the birthdays where we celebrate them on their birthday, which is full of food and some presents and cake and all sorts of stuff. I don't know exactly what we're doing yet. They're getting older. Mackenzie's getting older, and so it's like her family days, she just wants to chill more and more every year. She's like, can we just like play board games and video games and eat good food? I'm like, sure, I love that. And then she's doing something with her friends. And then on the next day, Cody and Mackenzie always go for a little date together. It's like their special day, so they always go and grab lunch together or go on a little adventure in the city, and so they're going to do that as well. So it's a busy weekend we're gearing up into, and tomorrow is Mackenzie's birthday party. Well, it's very casual. She didn't necessarily want to do a whole birthday party, but anyway, I need to make a cake for it because she did want cake. So we're going to make cake. She wanted boxed rainbow bit cake with cream cheese frosting. Right? Ow! Ow! Hey, I know you're trying to climb me, but trying to take my clothes off. Can you stop? Hi. You're just a crazy baby. We can't jump right now while I film. It would make them go brrr, and they will get seasick. I need to get this kid a jolly jumper. He's so jumpy all of a sudden. He just wants to jump and jump and jump. As soon as he's in arms, he starts bouncing. He's like, you will help me bounce really high. You were like a stage 7 clinger today. What are you doing? Do you see him jumping? He's like, jump me. Jump me. Bounce me. You're silly. Anyway, Cody has D&D tonight, so he's gonna come home for dinner quickly, and then he's off to D&D. A few vlogs ago, if you've been watching, he was at D&D, but that's because that was their campaign building. Not their campaign. They were like building their characters and getting everything ready, and then this is their first game, so they're just a little bit closer together. I apologize for how noisy my vlogs are sometimes, but at the same time, this is real life, so anybody who's not a parent, maybe this will give you insight into what parenthood is, and anybody who is a parent, hopefully this is just so relatable that you don't notice it as much because you're also in a noisy house. It's not even, my house is actually pretty quiet. It's the baby growls that are just loud. But the house is clean and it feels good, so we gotta bake a cake. I've just got some stuff to do. I need to edit. I still haven't done that laundry. If you guys have been watching, that you know I said I was going to catch up on laundry on Sunday. He's whining because he wants the camera. Like, he's making that noise because he wants the camera. You can't have it. I'm sorry. I'm not going to give it to you. Yeah, I still haven't done any of that laundry, so maybe tonight. We'll see. Oh, maybe. We'll see. We will see. Okay, so we got some baking. We got other stuff to do. I'm going to settle this little boy, and I'll talk at you in a couple minutes. See, he's not crying. He's making want sound. Look at you standing. Look at this kid eating his applesauce all by himself, like a big boy or something. What is this? Sorry about the flickering lights in the background. My twinkle lights on camera, I don't know if they are doing it or if it's just when I'm recording. They flicker and it bothers me. They're not flickering in person. You get some on there? Okay, there you go. Good job. Your eyes look so blue today with this blue shirt. He will down an entire applesauce pouch, no problem. Hey, are you a beast? And then you'll eat dinner as well. I feel like he's at this age where sometimes I feel like we get busy and I just give him little snacks, or I like more rely on breastfeeding that day because we're like out and about. And then I feel like, I don't know, I feel like I'm underfeeding him. I know I'm not because breast milk covers everything, but still, like, this kid wants 3 meals and snacks a day. Like, he wants to participate. Don't you dare eat without him. You better be willing to share everything that you eat in front of him. But me, specifically, he won't, like, try and... Well, he does. He, like, kind of wants food that other people have, but, like, he won't try and take it, or he won't get upset that they're eating. But if I'm eating something and not sharing with him, that's a problem. Let's not put it upside down, please. Thank you. But he's a little champion. Look at you go. Oh, it's the teenager who has emerged from her cave. Is it okay if I film you in your PJs?
Yeah, I'm in pajamas. I have pants on.
Yeah, that's fair. Dada? That doesn't work. Dada's working. Hi, are you going for a walk? Bird. Yep, bird. Bird. That's right. I'm gonna go see him. Oh, is it your bird? So, let's put you down for a second. And I'm gonna grab the chili in the freezer, and I'll be right back. Okay, the bird's going because he thinks Cody's home. This is what I do. I freeze like chili and stuff in Ziploc bags. I freeze them flat, and then I can just stack them. So I'll defrost this and let this sit out for a little bit, and then I'm gonna see if I can sneak off upstairs and edit for a couple minutes if he'll just like play with toys on the floor maybe. So I have about an hour until I have to start making dinner. Dinner needs to be right at 6 tonight so Cody can come eat with us. He won't eat chili, but I'll make him chicken and rice, and I'll do chili and rice. Our room is just trashed from laundry, and then also letting the baby just run around. So I'm gonna try and edit for a minute, and then we'll make dinner. There you go. There's dinner. We got guac. Gray added corn to his. Mackenzie's eating hers separately.
I might mix them.
Cody has chicken and corn instead of chili. And the baby has everything but corn, right? All right, hey you guys, I finished cleaning the kitchen. The baby is in bed. Everything feels like super good and wrapped up. I feel super on top of my stuff today. Honestly, the dishwasher helps so much. I hope he's gonna be sleeping now. The kids are just like having quiet time. It's just Tippy Taps of Finn. I got asked the other day if I would share my vitamin routine and like what I take. So I said yes. Before I would have totally been like, oh, I feel like I shouldn't because, you know, everybody's like, oh, don't share anything or somebody might start taking this or that, whatever. I trust that all of you are very intelligent people who can do your own research and make choices that are good for you, that are the best thing for you, right? That is the approach I've had to start taking in my apothecary too, and like as a herbalist. There's the part of me that has studied and is just deeply passionate about herbalism that's like, oh, but you have to be careful about this, and I do still like do that, but at the end of the day, I can't control what everybody takes or what everybody does, and everybody has to do their own research and their own due diligence, essentially. Anyway, that's a bit of a rant, but since I talked about being sick, because in the beginning of these daily vlogs, it was a week and a half ago now, we were, the boys were sick, and I mentioned how Cody and I managed to miss most of the kids' sicknesses, or at least our bodies will like kind of fight them off and then not come down fully with them, and we really only get sick like once or twice a year. So sorry, I'm looking at the fridge because that's where I keep my vitamin plan, because I follow something called the brewer's diet, which is a diet for pregnancy and fertility, and I continue to do it while I'm breastfeeding. And then also because I am trying to gear up my body for another pregnancy, I'm just continuing with the brewer's diet. You can check out my, like a little bit more in-depth talk about the brewer's diet, and I'll link a video down below in the description. But it's when I was pregnant, I did like a what I eat in a day, and I should do more of those. They're just really like cumbersome to film. And I talk about the brewer diet, and I link my charts that I keep on the, it sounds really restrictive when I say it like that. I keep the like checklist on the fridge, just like the guidelines, so I can make sure that I'm hitting all my targets in the day. Okay, so let's talk about vitamins and supplements. I'm just gonna try and keep this short and sweet. Now, understanding that I come from more of like a pro-metabolic background, that is where my interest went, like Weston A. Price. I started like paleo back in the day. My wellness journey, like 14 years ago, started kind of in that realm of the Weston A. Price diet, brewer's diet, and pro-metabolic eating, which just means more of an ancestral way to eat, eating the whole animal, utilizing the whole animal, and just super nutrient dense foods. I strayed from that over the years and have always gone back, and here I am again. And so in the pro-metabolic community, if you guys are on Instagram and you follow any of the big like pro-metabolic people, you will see there's a lot of debate. My thing that I always say about anything, especially with supplements and vitamins, like nuance, there needs to be gray area and there needs to be nuance. Like what works for somebody might not work for everybody. You can't blanket statement everybody. It's also okay not to agree with people you admire. You know what I mean? There's a lot of information on every side of everything, and so it's important just to listen to your body. How does this thing make you feel? What are you noticing? Are you feeling great at first and then it kind of plateaus and you feel worse all of a sudden? Are you immediately feeling worse? Are you just feeling great and it stays great? Those are important things to consider with your own body. So I say that because I actually went back to taking some supplements that go against the pro-metabolic recommendations. Not that pro-metabolic is a type of diet or anything, but it's a lifestyle, and it is like, there's lots of debate. I'm not going to get too nerdy with you, but there's a lot of debate about the forms of vitamin C and whether or not you should take supplemental vitamin C when it's not whole food form. There's a lot of debate about vitamin D and things like that. And after years of learning, reading, watching these conversations happening, doing my own trial and error, and doing my own research, and then seeing what worked for my own body, this is what we're using. Because I say this, I know that's really boring and dull for people who have no idea what I'm talking about, but there are going to be a few of you out there who know what I'm talking about with the vitamin C and know what I'm talking about with the vitamin D. And for me, we were getting so much sicker. when we were not taking our vitamin D. And one of the things that I consider is that we are in Canada. We are way up north. It is dark like 8 months of the year here. It's already dark right now. It's 8:30 and it's pitch black. And before daylight savings happens in November, it will be black at 4 p.m. in the afternoon. It will be pitch black. We don't get enough sun out here. We just don't. And as much as I tried very diligently to do everything I could to make sure our vitamin D levels, I'm talking like go out and get first morning light. How on earth do you go get morning light for you and your kids when it's minus 50 with the wind chill in the winter though? Like, honestly. I tried all the things, food, beef liver, all of that, and it wasn't the same. And it wasn't until I reintroduced vitamin D actually in the middle of my pregnancy that things completely changed and I felt like myself again. And I was like, wow. And suddenly we stopped getting sick. We were getting sick all the time. And I was like, whoa. I got COVID at 14 weeks pregnant, and now that was with direct contact, but still my body was just like not fighting things off as it normally would, and neither was the family until we made the switch after that. So that is why I mentioned that. Sorry if that's boring. If you've lasted this long, I will stop talking and show you what I take now. So normally I am a Whole Foods vitamin C kind of gal. However, I do keep the standard vitamin C tablets on hand. I prefer to take my vitamin C via like orange juice. I make sure I take a glass, but if I haven't taken one, I'm just gonna take one of these because for me, I am breastfeeding. And again, I'm trying to amp up both our fertility, and there's a lot of studies and research about how this can actually help. So during colds and flu season, or if I know we've been exposed to something, Cody and I will be taking vitamin C. If I've had a glass of orange juice, at least one glass of orange juice that day, I'll skip the vitamin C. Something else you guys have seen me talking about, which is probably why you wanted to know what supplements we were taking. I talk about taking beef liver all the time. This isn't a jam jar. This is not what it comes in. I just don't care what mine's in, so mine's in a jam jar. So again, I am a herbalist if you are new, and I started selling beef liver supplements in my apothecary shop this year. It is something I hesitated doing, but there's just really honestly, I didn't find anything on the market like this that I wanted, that had the quality, and that I was confident in. So I was like, hey, I already do stuff like this. I can just make my own. So I found a local farmer, like local in our town farmer, who was willing to provide me with beef livers, and they're grass-fed and organic, like the cows are grass-fed, no antibiotics, no blah, 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 like good quality beef. And he agreed to sell me beef livers, and so then I dehydrate them and I pulverize that, and then I put them into capsules, and then they look like this when they're done. And I wish I had kept a couple of the other ones because the difference in color between this new beef liver and the other stuff is incredible. I'm quite impressed with it. So we take beef liver every single day. We take one. I give this to the kids as well because my kids are a little bit older. Now, beef liver doesn't always agree with everybody. It is a powerhouse. I think every woman in her childbearing years, and when I say childbearing, it doesn't mean you want to have a children, but want to have a child necessarily. You don't have to be actively trying to have children. But menstruating women in their childbearing years, I really think beef liver supplement is like a great starter point and something that most women could benefit from. So that being said, everybody can. It's packed with nutrients. It's packed with a whole bunch of bioavailable vitamins, which means your body recognizes them as food and absorbs them as optimally as possible. Not like a vitamin C tablet where your body's like, it's a little bit more synthetic. What is that? Might not absorb all of it. Does that make sense? So if you would like beef liver supplements from me, I will leave them in the comment or in the description box below, just a link to my beef liver supplements. I pack them as you order them, and I ship all over the world. Okay, so beef liver is something we take every day. I didn't start, when I first started taking beef liver, I'm always cautious. There's a lot of concern. People are like, but what about vitamin A? You have to understand the type of vitamin. I'm not going to use big words because that's obnoxious when I'm talking to people that might not know these things. you have to know the difference between vitamin A that comes from vegetables like carrots and vitamin A that comes from bioavailable sources like beef liver. They are absorbed different, and there's a like way higher risk of toxicity with the vegetable based one. Essentially, feel free to do, of course, your own research on this and do what's comfortable for you. I'm just showing you what we take. So something else is vitamin E. So Cody and I both take vitamin E. This is super beneficial. It's not only for skin, like fertility, vitamin E is a powerhouse. It's also something that we're missing in our diet now that we're so modernized and our food is so processed. So vitamin E is a really important one. I'm probably going to start Mackenzie on vitamin E as well now that she's getting older. But especially since, again, if you're not familiar with our story, Cody had to go to the States and get a vasectomy reversal for us to have Zagreus. And so our fertility is just no longer quality and prime, fault of our own. So these are just, especially right now, things that support. But also I'm breastfeeding, and just for just women's health, vitamin E, super important. It also keeps your immunity up and helps with that. I'm sorry I'm over explaining things, but I just am. Okay, so vitamin D3 we do take. So we take, the kids each take 1,000 IU, and that is because they're older. I wouldn't get, like, my kids are 9.5 and 13 this weekend, so they're older. I wouldn't give that high of a dose to a younger child. Cody and I are taking 3,000 IU right now. I recommend personally anything between 1,000 and 5,000. I wouldn't go above 5,000 personally, but that is to your discretion and to your own research. Right now, I've chosen 3 because I am breastfeeding and it is cold and flu season, and obviously we just got over, or there was just an illness in our house, and so I'm amping it up because Cody interacts with people all day long, and this feels good. Like, this is just something I've noticed. I've been able to play with the dosing and then completely cut it out and do a higher and a lower. 2 is kind of my standard for Cody and I, but as it gets darker, and as it gets darker earlier in the day, especially on days where we didn't get sunlight that day because maybe we didn't go outside, I will amp this up. So 3 or 4 is my average for the dark season. Grayson takes a liquid form. That's what I give my kids usually, is a liquid form of vitamin D, and then but Mackenzie started taking the pill form because she's sensitive to the taste of the oil, and she just doesn't care for it. I'm actually out of probiotics, but usually I take probiotics every single night, and at least 10 billion strain. That's your minimum. You want to shoot for anything above 10 billion or above. Anything below 10 billion, don't bother with it. There's not enough different strains in there to make it worth it. But then also from food is awesome. Sauerkraut, kimchi, yogurt, kefir, all those things. And I should say, when I first started beef liver, I didn't take it every single day because I was cautious, and when I was pregnant, I didn't take it every single... No, I built up a tolerance, and like I was letting my body build up a tolerance kind of and testing things out, and then I did every day. But at first I started with like every other day or 3 times a week. I often recommend that for when people are buying beef liver from me and they message me and they're like, hey, what should I give my kids? I always say, do your own research. You need to be confident in, like, this is not medical advice. Obviously, this is not medical advice. But I often recommend, like, for kids, you don't have to give every day. You can take up to 5 a day as an adult, but I personally don't usually see that much being necessary. I only take 1 a day. I would increase this during like a sickness or maybe while I'm on my cycle. But with kids, you could do like every other day to start. But again, now that my kids are older, every day feels right because of where our diet sits. And, you know, they just eat more like junk food than we might, or, you know, whatever. Something else I take is vitamin K2 as well. It is really important to take K2 and K7. And that is just because it's like the bioavailable option that your body will recognize the most. I get mine from NACA, but I do not take this every single day. There is vitamin K in beef liver, but there's just not a lot of vitamin K in our natural diets. Vitamin K is found in like grass-fed butter and organ meats and all stuff like that, and we don't really take that much, right? And like, yes, beef liver is helpful, but it is not quite there. So you want this for like teeth health and bones. And because I am breastfeeding, and when I was pregnant too, I'm not comfortable taking vitamin K every single day, just based on the research that I have done. I opt for taking vitamin K 2 or 3 times a week. So I keep a little schedule like written on my fridge, and I just like pick the day and I take it. So just Cody and I take these. And then the other thing we usually take is elderberry. I always have elderberry syrup. Honestly, in a pinch, a really good quality elderberry gummy is fine. Elderberry tea, whatever you want to take, elderberry or elderberry dehydrated capsules. I think that's something I'm gonna maybe just try and add to the apothecary in the coming year, probably. It's just very, very expensive. So ideally I would love to grow my own elderberries and be able to harvest my own. But anyway, elderberry is something. That is how we fight off illnesses fast. If we come into contact with somebody who is sick, I know we're going to, let's say I know we're going to go to a indoor field trip and it's going to be at a play place. Elderberry 2 days before we go to that place. And then like the day and then like 2 or 3 days after. Elderberry can be used consistently, but I find better success with elderberry used more in an acute way. So if Cody's run into somebody, or there's somebody, one of his coworkers is sick, he will start taking elderberry, or we all will start taking elderberry. When the kids got sick, everybody's on elderberry until the sickness has left our house. Or if we're around somebody, or we just notice, oh, hey, like everybody and their dog is getting sick right now, elderberry. And we might stay on that for like 2 weeks. And then we'll maybe we'll take it back to only doing like 2 or 3 times a week, until we need it again. And that's the comfort level that I find with it. Okay, I'm talking forever. Besides supplements, obviously I do like teas and herbs and stuff like that, but this is our regular regime. Okay, I realized how long I've talked. I'm sorry. As you can see, there's a bit of passion behind here. This is kind of like, I don't do supplements, but I do. Supplements are herbs broken down in different compounds, essentially. So it is something I am passionate about. And I do take, personally, right now, I do take vitamin B6, but only during a certain point in my cycle. So because I get a lot of natural B vitamins in other areas, but that is just something I take very specifically for me and my body. And what I am, again, like, I'm not keeping it a secret that we want another baby. So it's just something I'm trying to regulate my cycle with. Yeah, I hope this was helpful to all of those who wanted this information. I've gotten lots of DMs and a couple comments now asking for this. So here it is. If this was not at all interesting to you, I apologize. But I hope for those that this was interesting or helpful or insightful in any way. I try and keep my vitamins and supplements very minimal because I really believe everything you can should come from food, but I'm also realistic in the fact that our food is different, our soil is different and depleted, and not everything can come from food. So you'll see that my supplements are actually quite minimal. You'll see a lot of people who take supplements can really go crazy and they have a lot. Oh, the other supplement I do take is collagen powder. I put that in my coffee every morning. So that is technically a supplement, but it's not a vitamin. Oh, geez, you scared me. Hi, buddy. I have vitamins here. But besides that, I try and do it in herbal teas or oxymels or tinctures or straight from the food source. So anyway, okay, you guys, I have to go bake a cake. I hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll see you tomorrow in my next one.